Hey, today we're talking about the new Exway Flex. Let's get into it. Hello and thanks for joining the channel. Today we're talking about the new Exway Flex. Exway has been teasing the world the last 2 to 3 weeks with their upcoming board, the Exway Flex. Now I have to be 100% transparent with you. I have not ridden the board. I haven't seen the board in person. This video is about what I think about the board based on what I've seen so far as to what Exway has released. Probably the first thing that just really stands out that has everybody just wondering what's going on here is the fact that Exway is going away from something that has been a staple of their company for quite a while. That is the stiff deck, where the ESC and the batteries are encased within the deck. And as a result, Exway is going with this flexible deck system, and because of that, they're now able to go with the dual enclosure system that was made famous by Boosted and has been copied by so many other budget brand companies. This is amazing because it has allowed Exway to do a couple of different things. One of them is switch up the type of batteries that they're using. Apparently they're going to be using the 18650 cells, which is considered by many to be a pretty good cell. And as a result of these batteries being at the bottom in the new cells, Exway is increasing the watt hours to 259, which is an increase from about 190 with the previous generation of boards. This would allow people to go up to a stated 20-mile range on the board. Exway has continually been improving in this area. The first Exway board got about 10 miles range. Then the X1 Pro was getting about 15 to 16, and now they've increased that even more to what they're stating is 20 miles. So that's pretty impressive there, to say the least. The other thing that really stood out to me about this particular board is the fact that they kept the Swappable Drivetrain system. And some of you that aren't familiar with it, Exway has the system set up to where you can go from hub motor system or belt driven system effortlessly. Literally within 5 minutes, you can swap out the system. And some will say, well, who cares? Why is that so important? Being able to utilize a belt drive system allows you to use 4 real wheels. That means that you can put on your favorite wheels that you have on the board. Some people like to go with orangutan. Some like to put more all-terrain type wheels on there. You're able to switch it up, change colors, change durometer, all of those kind of things. Or you can go with the hub motor system. And the hub motor system has its benefits as well. Some of them include you may get more range. It's a lot less maintenance. It's a little bit more dust proof and things like that. And speaking on that, Exway has stated, or I've seen in a couple places, that the hub system is supposed to give you a little bit more range than the belt driven system on the board. But nevertheless, the fact that you're able to go from belt drive to hub motor in 5 minutes is pretty amazing. It's literally like you have 2 or 3 different boards in the same board. Of course, you have to buy each system if you want it, but nevertheless, to have the option, that is absolutely amazing. One of the things that I've been wondering about the board, well, actually 2 things, is Exway, their past boards had a fast charging system. So you could purchase the fast charger and you could charge your board in about half the time that other boards can charge there. So for example, with my Exway Pro, I'm able to get almost a full charge in anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour. This is significant when you compare it to other boards that need upwards of 2 hours to an hour and a half to charge, some even more. So I'm curious, I haven't seen any advertising about whether or not the board is going to have a fast charger or option. So I'm curious about that. The other thing I'm kind of curious about is the actual flex on the deck. Boosted board really kind of set the trend when you talk about flex and deck and things like that. And for those that may not be aware, you know, having a flexi deck helps because when you go over bumps, the board kind of sways a little bit and it kind of eats up some of the vibrations. So when you go over bumps or you're going over roads that are not ideal, it really helps minimize vibrations, and it kind of helps with the comfort of the ride. And as a result, so many other budget companies have tried to imitate this flexi deck thing. Some have done a great job, some have not, but some have done it better than others. And one of the complaints that you hear about some of these boards that have tried to go with the flexi decks is that they made them too flexi. And some of y'all might be saying, is there such a thing? Isn't it about the comfort? Yes. Having a deck that's too flexi can be problematic for a couple of reasons. One of which is, if it's really flexi, when you stand on it, if you ride over a bump, the enclosures could hit or scrape against things. Another thing that's problematic is that if you're a heavier rider, I'm 225, I've stepped on some boards that had that really flexi deck. It really sags a lot, and it just rocks a lot more than I would like it to. So I'm curious to know if Exway was able to get that perfect amount of flex with the perfect amount of rigidness to have the perfect amount of flex. Like I'm really curious to see what that's going to look like as well, and if they went with the right setup, you know, because some of the other boards, when trying to imitate that flex, they just went too far, and sometimes too much of a good thing can be bad. Another thing that was pretty interesting, and they have it on this particular thing, it says that the smart battery, it says that 24 sensors connected to ESC for redundant safety. Okay, I guess that has something to do with if you're charging it and things like that, making sure that it's not overheating and not overcharging, I suppose. UL certified automatic low power mode when in storage, and then IP68 waterproof, which is pretty solid as well. Good stuff right there. This is probably, these two things are probably the most, I don't want to say the most interesting, but fascinating as well. Exway has traditionally used seismic trucks. With the upcoming board, they're actually going with Exway. Exway is going with Trist trucks. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Trist trucks. I'm assuming that they're a decent brand because Exway has been known for utilizing good parts and materials. So I'm assuming that they're going to only select materials and product that are suitable for what they're trying to accomplish. So that was pretty fascinating. But let's talk about this price, y'all. Exway is giving you all of this stuff. 25 mile per hour capability. And interestingly, with the previous boards, even though they said 25 mile an hour capability, if you activated the turbo button or turbo mode in the app, you can actually get more than that. But nevertheless, 25 miles per hour, 20 mile range, 16.5 pounds, 259 watt hours, access to an app, y'all. The app that allows you to customize all kind of stuff. Braking curve, acceleration curve, see how much battery you have left, how many miles you've driven in the board's lifespan, how the temperature of the battery in the board and the ESC. All of this information, all of this stuff you're getting, guys, for $649 to $699. I don't know about y'all, but that's crazy. When I heard that they were coming out with a new board, because their previous boards were in that $1,000 range, I don't know why I had it in my head, okay, this board is probably going to be about $1,000. $649 to $699? I mean, that's less than half. Half of some of the other boards, you're like I don't know, an Exway or Evolve board. I'm not going to talk about $3,000 and $4,000 boards, but half, right? Now, if you thought that was impressive, it's crazy that the price that they're coming in at is less than some of the other budget boards. What I see on paper, all of this perceived value, $649 to $699, and if Exway is keeping with the quality that they've been known for, if they're able to give people a quality board at this price, this is going to shift the market. 25 miles per hour top speed, 20 mile range, 259 watt hour, access to the app, a remote with an LED screen on it. This is crazy. What stands out so far from the information? I'm curious. What stands out the most for you guys about this new Exway board, this Exway Flex, that that Exway has put out so much? What is really just like blowing your mind, if there's any aspect of it that's blowing your mind? I mean, really, a lot of this is. I would have to say the fact that they're doing all of this and the price that they're doing it for is just crazy to me. I mean, from what it appears like you're getting, and like I said, we haven't seen this board yet operate. We haven't touched it or anything like that. But from what it appears like you're getting, this board easily could have been a couple $100 more than what they're selling it for. This could potentially be game changing. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And as always, I see at the top because the bottom is too crowded. Peace.